Hello guys. These sessions in this session I'm going to demo you how to create your first Selenium project using the Selenium WebDriver. I will just give you the brief about what is Selenium 2 and what is its benefit, and then we will just I will show you how to set up the Selenium WebDriver, and then we will create one sample project and execute it, right? So Selenium has first launched Selenium ID. It's one simple kind of record playback tool. It's just only run in the Firefox plugin, and you can record your script and playback your scripts. So there is some limitation with using the Selenium ID. Then he has launched Selenium RC. Basically, the object is you can update your Selenium ID script using the Selenium RC remote control in any of the language, right? But Selenium RC has also certain limitations. To overcome these limitations, has launched Selenium 2, so it's called the Selenium WebDriver, and it has included Selenium 1 and you can say included Selenium 1 plus WebDriver called the Selenium 2. So basically, Selenium WebDriver 2 is nothing but giving you the programming interface where you can write your script using the Selenium WebDriver API in a different language. So it supports the various language like Java, Python, PHP, Ruby. You can write as your script is any of the language. So to write a script, there is a prerequisite to you should be aware of any of the language. Suppose we are writing a script in a Java, so basically you should be aware of some basic concept of the Java and programming skills you should have in a Java. And another advantage is Selenium 2 is a support uh, most of the very well-known browser, all the Chrome, Firefox, Safari. So you can write your scripts and you run in a multiple browser or in a different browser. A multiple browser also you can run parallelly by Selenium Grid. There is another tool Selenium has. Another benefit is Selenium support various OS, Windows, Linux, Mac, all these environments you can run your scripts, right? So we can say the Selenium WebDriver was developed to better support your dynamic pages, where elements of pages may change without the page itself being reloaded. So you can see testing, while we're doing the testing, there are certain uh, uh, certain things we have observed that sometime maybe some element has been changed, particularly when you do the automated things. So Selenium has given the power for that overcome these limitations. Like you can also work with the dynamic your web elements, right? So basically, Selenium goal is to supply well-designed object-oriented API, and it's very open source, right? To automate your web app, web applications, right? To set up the environment, you need, if we are working, I mean, we are creating a script in Java, so for that we need some ID to write Java. First of all, we need JDK to install. So with this link, you can download the latest Java, but make sure uh, this version is maybe compatible with your Selenium Selenium version also. So basically, I am using the Selenium JDK 1.7. Let me just show you quickly. Like I have set up Java 1.7 for Selenium. So here I have just downloaded 1.7.25 and extract. I mean, I have just run extract the all jar files over here. I have gre path of that. So I have set up my class path for that. Okay, so we need a JDK. We need to set up the your class path variable, or you can say environment variable. Let me quickly show you maybe environment variable. Okay, see system property. Here I'm just show you the see here I have set up the JDK 1.7 bean and jar files over here. So you can even like click new and you can set up your JDK 1.7 this way till bean path. Sorry, this bean path, and for GRE bean path you can set up over here new bean path. Okay, GRE bean path done. I will just delete it. Right now I'm not using the 1.8, I'm using the 1.7. Okay, click OK, OK. Just quickly check, open the command prompt and write it Java version, enter, and recognize Java version. Okay, see Java C 1.7.25, right? So this way you need to set up your environment variable. Download the Eclipse ID from this location. You can download Eclipse. It is a just simple jar file, and you need to be just extract the Eclipse in your local drive. Like I have downloaded Eclipse over here, and when you double click in this, you can see this is the ID open, and this is the window, working environment. I mean working window. I'm using the Eclipse Java 3 ID WebDriver, right? So you need to just download it and extract it, and when you have a JDK is installed, it will automatically find the path of that. Okay, so you need a JDK, download the Selenium Java and extract it. So I have downloaded Selenium 2.53.1 jar file. It's a standalone jar file. You can download both standalone jar file or some group of the jar files from this location. Okay, here you can find a jar file or maybe the standalone zip files. You can download it and just keep it your local drive like this way. You can just create a one folder and you just kept it, because you need to include this jar file in your project. So you need the jar files and you need to install Firefox plugin. I will show you how it is useful to identify the elements. Now let's quickly create one of the simple first project in using the Eclipse ID. Okay, this is Eclipse ID file. Create a new Java project. Let's giving this first. Okay, this is my workspace where my project is stored, and see here I'm using the Java 1.7 JDK 1.7. Okay, this is my path. Here you can see the different tab over here. So 1.7 is included. Now here I have to include my Selenium WebDriver jar file. So click on add external jar file and can include standalone. I have included standalone jar file and just finish it. Okay, so let me just close this project. So we have, okay, we have only one project is open over here, and you can see this folder section sarc. Now create one class file. Okay, before that, let me just show you the our what we need to do the automate. What we need to do automate. Okay, so here let me give you one sample website, especially for doing the automation practice testing. This is one of the uh, running application. Basically, it is similar kind of other applications, and here simple we have a login page, and I'm going to demo you how we do the successful login using the Selenium scripts. Okay, so here I what is my test case? So my first test case is what is my scenario? First scenario. My scenario is successful login with a valid credential using this into this website. So my test case is login with a valid username and password. And what is my steps? Very positive steps, very basic steps. This is we have to just run. Just we have to check that our Selenium is working properly or not. Later on, many a video I can explain you in detailed level how we can uh, use much more efficient way, or we can discuss lots of things on my later on video. But here just I show you the very positive basic scenario, basic steps over here. So you just open the web browser, you open your page URL, right? This login page, and enter the valid email ID and enter valid password. This is step 4. Click on login button. So when you click on login, it will redirect you to home page or dashboard page where you can see some hi message, hi John Smith. If something we can see, our test case will be passed. So we verify that successful login into website, display the username on the corner, and this, then after we just close our browser. This is our basic steps, right? So how do we write the script? Let's first, I am creating one class. I am going to create one login class. Okay, because I want to test the login page. I click on finish button. Just remove it. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to create the object of the WebDriver. Like how we can create it. To write WebDriver, you can give the object a name, driver. So when you write it, it's giving you the message like to include your WebDriver APIs over here. So to import org OpenQA Selenium WebDriver. This is a Selenium WebDriver. This way we can initiate the object of WebDriver, and I am creating object of driver, and it's called the Firefox right here, right? So this is nothing but initiate the WebDriver project with your and it's create the object of the Firefox WebDriver. Using this object, now I can play my scenarios. Like my first scenario is to open the URL of my testing URL. So let me just giving you, this is a get method where you can give the link of your test application. So this is our step you can say this is our step first. What is step first? Step first is initiate the object of the Firefox. So this is nothing but your open Firefox browser. Okay. Second step is our open page URL, right? Step 2, open page URL. Just I'm quickly writing it down. Third step is enter the email ID. Yeah, this is a very important steps, like how WebDriver know which element, in which element, I mean which element I have to enter this user ID. So here we need to tell the scripts like this is the element, and where if element is present you have to enter the valid email ID. So for that as I said, there is one plugin. You can see, just I click quickly. So I had on one of the add-ons I added is the Firebugs. This Firebugs is nothing but one of the Firefox tool which help us to identify the element of the web page. So when you press F12 after adding the add-ons and click on the mouse element, inspect element, this is control inspect element, you click on the text box, email text box. So here you can see the attribute value like input. This is the input, class is attribute, and this is the value. Here we can see the type is email, name. So here basically we can see name element. Using name element username we can identify the email ID text box. So let's use this, like how to use driver dot. This is one of the method to find the web elements. Okay, web element on the page, web element, not as, because we are defining a single element. Web element, how? By is inbuilt. This is a method we have to call the method by attribute name by name. Yeah, so we have a name attribute is there. What is the value? This value is username. So just pass in double quote because it's a string value. That's it. This way you identify the element. If element is present, then perform the action on it. What actions? We need to enter the valid email ID. So for that, this is a send key method, and you have to pass the valid email ID value. Let me just copy it and I paste. Okay. So this is where it enter the valid email ID in the email text box. Similarly, we need to find element. What now? Next step is step 2. Step 2 is step 4 is find the password. Okay, valid. So what is the password? Password is this. Okay, what is attribute name? Name is a password. Okay, you can use the same way. By name, enter the password. Password dot send key. What is the password? Valid password value. So this is our test data, we can say. Here just we are passing the valid test data. Later on I will explain you how we can, even by email data we can do the testing. Okay, what action perform on that send key. Okay, the steps again, let me just write. Step 3, enter valid email ID, step O, enter valid password. So what is step 5? Press login button. Again, on the web page, we need to identify the element of the web page. Let just mouse over and inspect the element of the login page. So here we have to check that which attribute we can use. We can use class no. Uh, by name we cannot because it's image button. So I think we have to use the class path driver. Sorry, class xpath. Find element. Wow, this is another way to identify the element of your web page. So this is the long path. So this is a div HTML divs component. So div 5 one button, and then if you find, then perform the action. What actions we need to perform? Click, because step 5, click on login button. So this is the way identify the login button and perform the action on the click. Okay. Let's just okay. After, what is the our verification? Verification is after successful login, check that name is displayed or not. Okay, so for that I have to log in inside the web page. So demo user. Okay, login. Okay, after login, I can see over here message. What is the message? Let me just go with this. Let me just use string. Welcome message. Find element. I am finding by xpath. Xpath of what is the xpath? This text. Okay. Dot. This is a method get text which is return the string value of this element and it's stored into the string variable. Okay. Now this is my step 6. Verify the user successfully logging into the site and display username and left corner top. What is the John Smith? Something. Hi John Smith. Even you can do so. Yeah, so in case you want to check the welcome message, what we returning welcome message. Just check the value here. Okay. Now we need to verify it. How we can do it? By using assert method. So for that you have to call assert to include the assert class. Assert dot then we do create a variable assert now. Assert dot assert equals string. We are comparing the two strings, which is actual, what is actual and what is expected. So we need to check that assert equals string message Here message, there are lots of methods using that you can compare your actual result with your expected results. I'm using this method. Expected is what? Our expected is expected is this, right? John Smith. So let me just even you can store in a variable if you want. Let me just quick way. And what is the actual? Actual is this. Okay. Oh, we have a wrong imported. We need to import test ng, set.test ng. Okay. So, right. If it's something is wrong, then script is failed. Okay. And after, so here step 5. What is the step 6? Verify welcome message after login. Then last step, close the browser. Driver dot close your browser. Okay. So step 1, 2, enter valid password. Click on OK. After click on OK, let me just read dot sleep for the wait purpose. So you have a good view like script while script running. Okay, this is included through exceptions. That's fine. Okay. Let's start. We are ready to run those scripts, and we can see the how it will run. I'm going to run the scripts. Click on OK. Step. My first steps to launch the browser, and you hit the URL. Second step is find element email ID and enter the valid email address. Okay, yes. Enter the password, click on login button, yes. Okay, is enter to the page, and great. Welcome. So my script is successfully worked. This way we can do the automate the script. We can check any kind of the scenarios. This is a just positive scenario I have played, but we can play any of valid inbuilt scenarios. In my later on a further video I can show you how you can even verify your negative scenarios and negative steps on that, right? Okay guys, bye bye.